at 7:15, we have the 11-5 Browns traveling to the 12-4 Steelers. That's probably going to be one of my favorite games to watch because I honestly thought, yeah, poor Browns, because they were going to make they made the playoffs, but the fact is, no Kevin Stefanski, they weren't going to be able to practice. I thought they were just going to kind of fade into oblivion. But then, Juju just decided, you know what? I don't want to just let them fade into oblivion. I want to make them angry. My goal is to make my life and my friends' lives as hard as freaking possible. So I'm going to go out there and say something like this. I think the Browns are the same old Browns, which obviously, just right off the bat, is not a correct statement. Like, the Browns are not still the Browns, because otherwise they wouldn't be in the playoffs and be going 0-16. Sorry, or 1-15. They're not the same old Browns. These are Browns that are actually really scary. The Browns this year, as I've said for a long time, have reminded me of the Tennessee Titans last year. They play very good defense, they run the ball very effectively, and they have a quarterback that manages the game rather nicely. And it's not like Baker Mayfield's going to kill you with his arm or anything, but he can, and in fact kind of will, be a very good game manager-esque role, kind of like Ryan Tannehill does for the Titans. I think the biggest weakness for the Browns is, in fact, this linebacker core, and if the Steelers are smart, they'd run the ball, but I don't know if they will, with James Conner, Benny Snell, Anthony McFarland, although I don't know if he's healthy or not yet. That would probably be the smart move if you're the Steelers. The Steelers, on the other hand, have some pretty huge weaknesses, pretty huge glaring flaws. See, like, when they're on, they're on. I don't see any team beating them in the NFL, but there's so many times where they all look out of sync. And the fact is, I've only saw in the last, 5 games, where they're all in sync, it's for half a football against the Colts. That's it. And I was kind of worrying about that before. I'm like, do I go with the Browns, or do I go with the Steelers? I'm going to go with the Steelers because the Browns haven't been able to practice. But then the Browns are just going to get all riled up from this. I feel like this is going to be a closer game than the betting line gives it credit for. Favored by 4 points. The Steelers. I think the Browns defense, Myles Garrett inclusive, is going to get after Big Ben Roethlisberger. I think they're going to end up pressuring him, and I think they're going to end up suffering the same fate as the 3 seed yesterday, the Seattle Seahawks, and being upset by the number 6 Cleveland Browns.